Pressing her right eye against a crack in the boards, Meg scanned the rooftops for motion. She flinched when the gunshots came again. They were getting closer. Meg continued to probe the darkness, her gaze stopping on the gargoyles that protruded off the stone ledges 2 buildings down. There was something else, too, something moving in the shadows. "You see that?" Meg asked. Jed craned his neck and squinted. "I can't really see anything." Another round of automatic gunfire broke out. Muzzle flashes flickered on the rooftop, illuminating the silhouettes of soldiers. They fired as they ran, and although Meg couldn't see the ravenous creatures chasing them, she knew they were out there. "Soldiers," Jed whispered, and Meg pressed her eye closer, scratching her forehead on the coarse wood. Moonlight spilled from the clouds and lit up the rooftops with a dim curtain of white. A chill spiked through Meg's body when she saw the dozens of infected chasing the soldiers across the rooftops. The pack skittered across the rooftop and along the exterior walls of the building like man-sized insects. The gunfire couldn't mask the noises the creatures made, the scratching, the clicking joints, and their primal screams. These no longer seemed like men and women. They were the predators of the new world, humans transformed into monsters from the hemorrhage virus. People like her best friend Eric, a man she'd known her entire life. Turning her axe on him had been the hardest thing Meg had ever done. She could still hear the crunch of bone and the scream of agony. Meg brushed a lock of brown hair from her face and pressed her eye closer to the crack in the wood, following the soldiers as they jumped from ledge to ledge. They were fast, but the creatures were faster. Flexing her muscular legs, she remembered her narrow escape from a pack of the monsters when they'd rescued Jed. She could outrun almost every firefighter she had worked with. She was a 3-time Ironman triathlete, but it wasn't the endurance or speed she'd gained from swimming, biking, and running over 140 miles in a day that secured her escape. It was the adrenaline that only pure fear could produce. She imagined the soldiers were experiencing the same adrenaline. They eased to a stop on the next rooftop. A 30-foot-tall billboard loomed over their silhouettes. "They're out of room," Meg whispered. She strained to see the creatures trailing the team. Shadowy shapes dashed across the buildings, apparitions in the night. More flashes lit up the scene. The 3 soldiers stood close together, firing at the horde of infected racing toward them. The deformed creatures twitched and jerked, dropping one by one as bullets riddled their bodies. It was over in a few seconds. The moon vanished, the sky swallowing the light like a brooding storm. Meg pulled her eye away from the boards at the sound of heavy footsteps. Rex had finally decided to get out of bed. The man took several hesitant steps toward the window. "I think we should try to get to that rooftop," Jed whispered. "Are you insane?" Rex said. "We won't make it for more than 2 minutes outside." The distant thump of a helicopter pulled Meg back to the window. Her eyes roved across the skyline, searching for the aircraft. "Hear that? That's our ticket out of this hellhole." Meg gripped her axe tighter. "I'm with Jed. We need to get to that rooftop." "We don't have much time. We need to move," Jed added. In the corner of her eye, Meg saw Rex shaking his head. "But no, What's that?" Meg narrowed her focus on the billboard. She swallowed hard when she saw infected climbing the back of the sign. There were 6 of them, maybe more. "Shit," Meg said. She scanned the roof for the soldiers. There, on the east and south ledge. For a moment they looked like the gargoyles, frozen as they waited for extraction, oblivious to the approaching threat. "Those things are going to sneak up on them," Jed said in a voice shy of a shout. "We have to warn them." Rex grabbed the Marine by his arm. "Keep it down. Are you crazy? They'll hear you." Meg watched with gritted teeth. "There isn't anything we can do, not from here." Rex was right. He was a paranoid son of a bitch, but he was right. The infected were drawn to noises and the scent of flesh. From the safety of their boarded-up room, she'd seen the creatures sniffing the air, hunting other survivors. And here she was again, helplessly watching the 3 unsuspecting soldiers as the monsters advanced. There was no running from them, no escape. Hiding was the only option. Blinking red lights on the skyline pulled her gaze away from the roof. The sleek outline